All right, we back at it. I did not think we would be back talking about this so soon, but here we are. You see the title, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Is this fight even going to happen? That's the question I want each and every one of you to ask yourselves. Because the way it's going now, I wouldn't throw my fighter in the ring the way he's acting right now. I just dropped the video about Ryan Garcia, I think 4 or 5 days ago. And already you have all these new things coming out, all these new revelations, and it's just bizarre. The title I put was Welcome to the Circus or something of that nature. And it started with that press conference. You have Ryan Garcia coming into the press conference on a white horse and then having the dancers and all the theatrics and the music. He's dancing with the chick as he's coming on stage, twirling around, whatnot. It felt like Rocky, rest in peace, Carl Weathers, when he came into the press conference against Ivan Drago. He had all the pomp and circumstance and the costume and get up, American flag, looking like a black Uncle Sam. And was he really ready for that fight, or was he too wrapped up in all the extra stuff? All right, so you have that at the press conference. And then social media becomes a whole nother beast because he drops the leaked footage of Devin Haney sparring with Tank Davis that Floyd leaked, which is, in my opinion, a no-no. That's a faux pas. You don't do that. In the fraternity of boxing, martial arts, you don't, what happens in the doghouse stays in the doghouse. Why the F are you releasing video of things that are supposed to be proprietary information? So he drops that, and you have the whole fallout on social media over the footage of Devin Haney getting worked over by Tank Davis. Now, mind you, they don't show the whole footage. They don't show the bright spots as Devin Haney may have been having, or according to Bill, him being the last man standing and them walking out with the bag. None of that is shown, but you see that clip of that coming out. So that's the whole big thing. And then next you have these all these antics on Instagram every day. Every day I open up my phone, I go on Instagram because I do music, I do this podcast, I'm finishing up my PhD, so I post up things about asthma and cardiovascular disease, and I'm doing all these things. Before I can even get to posting my video and editing and all that, I see clip after clip after clip after clip of Ryan Garcia doing something different every minute, every hour, every day. I'm like, when do you put down your phone and focus on training? And shout out to Showbiz. He actually dropped a video 1 or 2 days ago with Ryan Garcia or a source close to Ryan Garcia claiming that he is actually training hard. And his question, just like mine, just like I think your question should be, where the hell is he finding the time to train for the biggest fight of his life, train at a high intensity, and still have time to be able to post up on social media every other minute? Maybe that's the youth of being 25 years old. I mean, I remember when I was 25, I didn't, I wasn't that erratic. We were all young, but like, damn, like when do you find the time just to stay tuned in to Facebook and Instagram and YouTube like that? Somebody should take his phone, which leads me to the next point is the kidnapping video that he posted up on his Instagram. I go on Instagram and I see King Ryan or King Garcia or whatever, and it's the picture of, ooh, we got him now. The three numbers that I don't like repeating with respect to Satan and whatnot. Oh, we got him now, blah blah blah, and all this cryptic message. And it's like, what the hell is going on with this dude? And then he gives a response video a day later or two later, saying that he was stripped of his phone access, his social media accounts, and his credit cards were all frozen and whatnot. But I'm okay, blessing, peace and blessings, and I'm out. Bizarre stuff, man. Very bizarre stuff. And this is all after talking about, he's drinking, he's smoking. I would assume he does these things from time to time, or maybe often, who knows? But you have to wonder, with all the erratic behavior, what is going on up here? Because when you see the training videos, he looks sharp. He threw that straight right hand and it looked like a gunshot. He looks sharp, but the mental, that's what you have to be worried about. And then we move on to his live stream with Andrew Tate, Corporate Tate, you know, Top G himself. Everybody wants to get a piece of Top G, whether they want to be his friend or whether they want to take him down. Everybody has something to say about Andrew Tate. And Andrew Tate was streaming and he got a chance to bring Ryan Garcia on. And he reached out, I think, and Ryan was like, well, if you have Tristan come on or set it up, then I'll come on. And they obliged. So he comes on and Andrew's asking him questions and he says, he gets to going all over the place, talking about they have, these people behind the scenes, they held him down and made him watch children being, let's say, EPAR'd. You say that backwards and you'll know the word I'm getting at. And he saw all these other things in Bohemian Grove. For those who don't know what Bohemian Grove is, that's a place where they talk about the elites go to talk about their hidden agendas behind closed scenes and do all other types of weird stuff, like eyes wide shut type of weird stuff, with the mask on and doing all these rituals and crap. So he's talking about these things, and because Andrew, the preface was Andrew said, well, when people of influence want to set a certain narrative, they offer you money. And when you take that money, they tell you what you can do, who you can talk to, and how you're supposed to act and carry yourself. And he turned it down. That's why they came after him a certain way. And Ryan Garcia, that's where the conversation was leading to. Ryan Garcia, I think, claiming that he had to witness a lot of the same things and alluding to the fact that I'm not down with it. I don't care. I have the videos. I will show it. And you're in a tough spot because with all the antics that you've put out there, now it's hard for people to know what's reality and what's fake. They can't tell if what you're saying is true or if you're in some drunken rage with your speech being slurred and you're not even speaking in full sentences. Everything is like 2 words here, 3 words there. Like you're not even streaming together a full coherent thought. So what are people supposed to believe? Because you can say what you want, but perception is reality. So you have to wonder, is this fight even going to happen? And I want to end this off by going to an interview that Romero put out, I think with Fight Hype or whatever channel. Forgive me for getting it wrong, but he did an interview recently because they were originally supposed to fight, and that fell through. And then the fight with Haney and Garcia was finalized through Golden Boy. But even with all the back and forth that Rolly and Ryan had, Rolly, I was a fan of his. He's a polarizing figure. Sometimes he's very introspective. He's a bright young man. Sometimes he's just like too wild. But that interview that I watched this morning gave me a new level of respect for that young man. And I really, regardless of what you think about him in the ring, it made me respect him so much because he talked about some of the things that Ryan was saying and how he sees him struggling mentally. He said mental health is not a joke. And he said he reached out to him because he cares for him. He wants to see him do well. And he said something that really stuck with me. He said, look, if your handlers if his handlers let him go into the fight, they ain't ish and they don't care about him. And nothing could be closer to the truth than what he just said there. If your handlers let you go into the fight, i.e., Golden Boy, they don't care about you and they just care about the money. I respect him for saying that. And if you're Ryan Garcia and you're watching that video, be real with yourself. If you're not mentally all the way there, where all you're doing is focusing on a fight and you have tunnel vision, push the fight back or consider letting somebody else take the fight, get your head right before you go back into that ring. Because, like I said before in the last video, I believe I said it, you can get away with that with a certain level of opponent. But once you get up to the elite guys, the Tank Davises, the Devin Haneys, um, even Rolly Romero to a certain extent. If you don't have your head right and you go in there with Rolly, you're gonna have some issues on your hands. Because mind you, Rolly Romero, he lost to Tank, but he had his moments there. He was able to land some shots. He had him hurt once or twice. So against guys of that level, you have to carry yourself a certain way and move differently. You can't be distracted like he is. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys think the fight will take place, do you think Ryan Garcia is going to be able to make it to 420? Pun intended. Like the irony of that date is not lost on me either. Do you think he will make it to that date? Or you think all these things outside the ring are going to cause him to not mentally be prepared? Let me know in the comments, and I'll be back soon to talk about the Francis Ngannou fight and Anthony Joshua fight coming up. All right, be safe. Talk to you on the next one. Peace.